So episode 14, Eiffel GP review first. What do you think?
Actually, it's been a while. I had to recap on the highlights, but it was alright. Like, I keep saying this like every episode. Oh, it wasn't an amazing F1 race. But, you can't really expect too much from F1 in 2020. Yeah, I don't feel like there was any was there any chaos? No, it was just a box standard race.
I guess Kimi Räikkönen, George Russell, I guess Alex Albon,
Yeah,
but
that was quite
I think the biggest chaos was the rain. Like the rain was just crazy, wasn't it? All that forecast rain was just pouring down the entire. No, I swear on Twitter, like I saw people saying some forecasts saying 99% chance of rain or something ridiculous.
No, I just think that's bullshit. I feel like if you go on like actual German weather apps or whatever, like German weather, I feel like they just said, oh, it's going to be cloudy, really cold. The thing is with the rain, I feel like people try to manifest it.
Yeah.
Because, if it was a wet race, I feel like it would have been a completely different race.
Yeah.
Very, very, I feel like it would have been very exciting. So.
Yeah. Even though there wasn't a lot of on track battling, I still say the gamesmanship of the tire strategies was actually really interesting. Ricciardo got a really nice really played the tires quite well, and I think the added variables of the temperature, the low temperature, did actually really make it quite interesting, especially in the midfield. For me, this race was just a hands down midfield race because I swear 20 laps in or something, it was a minute between Verstappen and P4, whoever it was. And yeah, this race was just actually ridiculous between the midfield and the front three.
Yeah, the racing points were really good this weekend. Ricciardo was really good this weekend. And Gasly was good again. So was Leclerc. But I feel like there was a lot of good performances by a lot of drivers this weekend as well. Well, not this weekend, last weekend. We're recording quite late, guys. We've got lives. We've got lives outside of YouTube. Yeah, it was just what do you call it? For example, Hulkenberg come from 8th, going 8th, coming from last. Just really impressive, especially considering how on and off he's been.
Yeah.
Which is
well, yeah, he hasn't even been in the seat.
Yeah, that's
he just jumped into a seat and he's done that. He was really impressive, personally.
Yeah, he didn't even have a practice session.
Yeah,
which is crazy.
The safety cars added quite a lot to the race as well in terms of strategy, I'd say. Also, with the tires, just people like Bottas, Vettel as well, just locking up the tires, completely bottling it this weekend.
Yeah, I don't feel like Vettel's ever good at, apart from 2013 when he won. But
yeah, and Bottas as well. I feel like he was on for that race win, to be honest, until he locked up those tires.
Yeah, no, but he had some sort of failure that made him retire. But
yeah.
No, but I feel like this happens a lot with Bottas, where it's it's a race win, and then something happens and he doesn't win.
Yeah.
It's
oh yeah, of course. And Hamilton matched the record. That was pretty nuts to see, I guess.
Yeah, that is crazy because we're watching history, guys.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly.
I
think it's been undeniable for me for maybe ever since 2017 that Hamilton is one of the best F1 drivers, to be honest. I don't know if we'll do this debate now, but I'll probably say he's better than Schumacher, personally.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's very tough for me because I feel like there's a lot of drivers that have like these, like just greatness, like Hamilton, for example. Because obviously I haven't seen, and I never watched like Senna, like Prost, and all those. Like, oh, Hamilton's the greatest driver of all time, on some shit. Statistically, it's probably going to end up being the greatest driver of all time, statistically. But yeah, I feel like it's going to be very difficult for me to say, oh, he's the best driver of all time.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah, that's all up for debate, I guess. But I feel like he doesn't get enough praise, like overall. And I think just in like 10 years, I feel like in 10 years, like people will look back on Hamilton better than they actually look at him now. Whereas I think he's just unbelievable personally. But
yeah, it's probably because he's no, there's probably a reason for that.
Yeah, yeah, I can see that.
I don't really want. Yeah, I don't really want to get into. It's gonna be like a whole debate about the world and shit. So
yeah. I guess like one thing that would probably be worth talking about is like, I feel like this race weekend was the first. I don't know. I feel like the tide is starting to turn against Alex Albon for me.
really?
I am like, I'm still a semi Albon fanboy. Not gonna lie, but some of that stuff this race was, you can't justify it really, can you? Like, you can't defend it. That move on Kvyat was just unbelievable. Yeah, and going down the inside on Gasly and then complaining on the radio. Yeah, I don't know, but I feel like he's just in a cycle now where it's just going downhill. He's having a bad race and then it's affecting his qualifying pace, and then he can't fight through the midfield, and then it's just all spiraling down this season. So I don't know.
Yeah, it's quite crazy.
What would you say?
I've been looking at it for a while. On like, I've been looking at Alex for a while now. Just been. I don't want to look. If I'm going to be honest, I'm not going to be like, oh, they should swap him out or not or anything like that, because that's a bit, drastic. Because if they do swap him out, and the person that they swap him out for, Pierre Gasly, if they swap him out for Pierre Gasly and he doesn't perform like he's performing in that AlphaTauri, it's going to look a certain type of way.
Yeah.
But I just want to point out, Alex Albon is on 64 championship points. Pierre Gasly is on 53. Alex Albon is closer to Pierre Gasly than his teammate.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like it's I don't know. I feel like there's a similar situation going on in Ferrari. Like the pace difference between Leclerc and Vettel is not shown properly on track, right? And I don't feel like the pace difference between Albon and Verstappen is actually shown properly between those cars. I feel like the Red Bull car is so pointy on the front end that it's just hyper tuned to Verstappen's driving style. And because if you put Albon in the Mercedes, right, I feel like he'd be up there with like Bottas, right? I don't know. I feel like there's a problem with that Red Bull car, and yeah, but like there's this rumor come out about Nico Hulkenberg. Like there's a possibility, like people are talking about possibility that Hulkenberg will get subbed in to the Red Bull seat, and I don't know. I feel like having Albon, Gasly in the AlphaTauris and then having Hulkenberg, Verstappen in the Red Bulls would be probably the best overall package.
I guess. Also, Sergio Perez is rumored to go there as well, and then
yeah,
I don't know if Red Bull really want to, bring someone from outside of the Red Bull family into that seat. That's what you have to really question, because obviously Red Bull traditionally usually bring in drivers from their young drivers program, like what do you call it? From their like driver academy,
Yeah.
and just I don't know, groom them and then put them into the Toro Rosso, then into the Red Bull if they're good enough. Yeah, I feel like Red Bull is like very toxic in the sense that they waste a lot of talent.
Absolutely, yeah, definitely.
You can like look throughout the years. There's been a lot of like good drivers.
Jean-Eric Vergne is the best one of that.
That have just been wasted. I feel like they were going to waste Carlos Sainz, and it's going to be very. And obviously, Ricardo left them, which is very one. But I feel like it's a reason, that these drivers are leaving and not happy with that team. I feel like there's something very wrong with that team. I feel like there's not that many teams in F1 where the drivers and stuff are like happy with where they are, the situation they're in.
Yeah.
If you look at throughout the grid, like Mercedes, I feel like both drivers are quite happy. Actually, no, Mercedes. I don't feel like Valtteri Bottas is happy with how he's getting treated, but I feel like that's
Yeah. I feel like McLaren. McLaren is probably the only one where there's like good vibes in that team, maybe. And yeah, that's a good point actually. But yeah, I think I feel there needs to be like a break with the young driver program because there's been so many problems with it over the years that just getting like one super experienced driver into the car so that it's like obvious that like, okay, you're like the second driver to Verstappen, and then putting Albon and Gasly in the AlphaTauri to sort of actually show the proper talent, because Gasly's talent is being shown in the AlphaTauri. If Albon was in the AlphaTauri, I'm sure his like actual talent will be shown. Like it isn't in Red Bull. Whereas I feel like Hulkenberg more experience. He's not like a young driver that's got potential that's being wasted. And
I like ambition.
Yeah.
I know what you mean.
Yeah, because I don't know if. For me, like, if they kept Albon in the, like, looking at it from, like, Helmut Marko's perspective, keeping Albon in the Red Bull is a, like, less risky option than putting Gasly back in the Red Bull, because if they put Gasly back in the Red Bull and then there's all the same issues happen again, that is, like, 1,000 times worse for Red Bull, because it would just, like, expose them for, like, frauds or something, do you know what I mean? Like,
yeah, I feel like they're thinking about it like that though.
I feel like they have to be that. Like, if this was the first time, like, say if Gasly had never drove in Red Bull before, I feel like they would have already swapped him out. You know?
Yeah. Especially after that race win, because that is a bit.
Yeah. Yeah, but I don't know. It must. But there was this whole thing during the race weekend when Paul di Resta and Rosberg were debating on Sky Sports, and then di Resta came out saying that Gasly has is like a toxic relationship with Red Bull or something like that, which I don't know if I really believe, but you know.
I feel like I just said that, but look, I think about it like this. It's just like, if you look at the points differential between Max, the Mercedes, and Red Bull and Mercedes, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
So like Max and the drivers, he's like within, I'd say like
100 points, right?
Yeah, he's well within 100 points. He's 14 points to Bottas.
Yeah, Bottas is 69 off, I think.
Yeah, so he's
83 points.
And, something like that. And Albon's like just well off. It's just like, and like the first few races, I was just like, you know what, give him time to like find his feet, like really assert himself in that team, and like set himself up for where they can set him up for success, and he can find like how he wants to drive that car and like tune it to his like style and stuff like that. Because obviously these things do matter and stuff. Like they're very important. But I feel like we've seen enough, if that makes sense.
Yeah, but the problem with this logic is that this is the exact same thing everyone was saying about Gasly last year, right? And then
but like
feels like
everyone like,
feels like everyone's forgotten that. Everyone's forgotten that whole thing, right? Even though it's happening, the same thing's happening with Albon. People have just forgotten that happened with Gasly as well. That's my problem, is that people are saying, "Oh, get Albon out, put Gasly in," but then last year that happened to Gasly, right? So I don't really see it as a proper solution. I feel like Hulkenberg, because I would agree, based purely on results, I'd probably say Albon doesn't like deserve that seat. He would be relegated. But it's like, if you look in like the whole context of the driver market, it's like they're kind of like stuck between a rock and a hard place with both those drivers, I think. But like this is sort of like started off a whole new. Feels like ever since Honda announced they're leaving, there's been a whole cascade of driver market rumors that have come out. There's just like an article here on Race Fans about how people are saying that Perez might replace Russell at Williams. When I first read that, I thought it was a joke or something. Like, if they actually do that at Williams, I'll actually like that team. Those new investors are just actual like frauds, realistically.
To bring it back to the Red Bull point. Anyway, I've been advocating for Albon to keep the seat till the end of the season.
Yeah.
I don't feel like, I don't want to say, it's not necessary to change, because I feel like change is necessary eventually. But if this carries on, by the way, I just feel like Red Bull's place within the constructors is pretty secure. They're like almost 100 points ahead of Racing Point. Like, they're very comfortable in where they are, right? I don't feel like there's a need to change at the moment. I just feel like they just need to record these results and see like the overall progression of Alex Albon and the overall progression of Pierre, and come to a logical decision and really think about it at the end of the season.
Yeah.
Obviously, I don't feel like these rumors are doing anyone any good, especially Albon, because like that, obviously I feel like that would affect you if like they're always like, oh, this driver is going to take your seat, or this driver is going to take your seat, or this driver is going to take your seat, But I feel like they just need to like wait till the end of the season and really. I keep saying give Albon a chance, but you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Right. That's the only thing they should do. I feel like if they swap him out for Pierre, if Pierre like performs amazingly well, right, and winning races and stuff, then it's going to be like, oh, okay, they were justified to do that, right?
Yeah.
But then if he fails, it's going to be like, okay, what's wrong with Red Bull?
Yeah.
But then at the same time, I feel like that in the sense of, oh, we're not going to do this because this might happen, rather than, oh, what are the best possible results? I feel like you should be thinking in F1, what are the best possible results, and what's like they out. I feel like if Pierre Gasly performs really well, it's like a lot significantly better than if he does like bad.
Yeah. But
Well, yeah, that's just my opinion. I don't think Pierre Gasly is going to be in the Red Bull the next few years anyway. So
yeah, like with this like thing I was reading here, ever since Honda announced they're leaving, and there's been speculation that Red Bull are going to do a similar deal to what happened in 2017, where they're going to give Pierre Gasly to Renault to replace Ocon, and then they'll get Renault engines in return. Which I don't know, because there's also like rumors about Red Bull taking on the Honda development project themselves and then rebranding it. So
yeah,
I don't know. I don't see that happening personally. So, but I also don't see this happening. I feel like they're going to get Renault engines regardless of drivers. But yeah, like, what would you say?
I feel like the ball is in Renault's court in this one, even though they have to give an engine over. If they really want Pierre Gasly, I feel like, especially if he doesn't get that Red Bull seat, I feel like the only way Red Bull can really realistically keep him is if they promote him. It's just very. It's not complicated or anything, but Red Bull have to like weigh up their options now, because I feel like Honda have like royally screwed them over. Because Red Bull cut their ties with Renault, and it wasn't like a pretty ending. And now they might be forced to go back to Renault, which is a bit, ironic, because Red Bull were hyping up their chassis and all of this good stuff, and then it ended up their car not being that amazing once they like got out from underneath Renault. It's tough. But look, I'm just gonna say it like this. Look, if Pierre Gasly ends up at Renault, I feel like that is because especially if he has Fernando Alonso as his teammate, because it might be a similar thing with. I feel like it's going to be a similar dynamic as what do you call it? Lotus in the early 2010s with Kimi Räikkönen and Roman Grosjean. Yeah, no, I didn't. That's not why I said it, but like I would have brought that up anyway. But no, because Roman Grosjean was like a clear and obvious second driver, and he was a young driver at the time, and like people like he had a lot of potential at the time, and
same as Rosberg and Schumacher, right?
Yeah. No, but like I feel like that's different because because Schumacher was like clearly past it.
Yeah.
At that point, and Rosberg was like outperforming him, but like Kimi Räikkönen was like clearly the better driver, and Roman Grosjean was like a step behind him. I was gonna say half a step to be nice, but he was a step behind him.
Yeah, but like, what do you think? I guess the question with that would be Ocon. I don't know. What do you think of like Ocon this season? He's gone under the radar, wouldn't you say? But I don't know.
He's not gone under the radar. For you to go under the radar would imply that you're underrated.
Okay, tell me about it. What do you think? Because I don't know. Ever since 2017, when Ocon came into that Force India seat, I rated him so highly that season. The consistency that season was unbelievable. He finished every race for almost 2 seasons in a row.
He's just been mad.
He was just putting in points. Yeah, I guess. I feel like I really wanted Ocon to do well this season. I guess compared to Gasly, I'd probably prefer Gasly, but
no, it's not even a discussion. Look, I think about it like this. It's just it might be. I don't feel like it's due to Ocon as a driver or anything. I feel like Renault missed a lot of opportunities, especially Italy. I feel like that was the biggest missed opportunity of the year. If they weren't like aggressive with their strategy, like they could have done something really nice. But Look, I'll think about it like this: it's, do what you can with what you're given, right? At the moment, Daniel Ricciardo is fourth in the drivers' championship, and Esteban Ocon is 12th. I feel like this is a clear pattern. I don't feel like there's any like even driver partnership, like McLaren or something. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
If you look at the driver standing, it's that's like there's like the first driver other than Mercedes, but like the first driver, and then a few spaces, and then the second driver, and then you know what I mean? It's just very ironic that that's happened, even though there are a lot of driver partnerships that are like even.
Yeah.
But
yeah,
I don't know if like I don't know if it's like if Ocon has a similar issue with Vettel as Vettel and Albon, for example, where like the cars style. But I feel like that excuse has been used like way too much for it to be actually true.
Yeah.
I feel like there's a few cases where it's just like, okay, the car doesn't suit this guy's driving style.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because if you look at Vettel, for example, he's a 4-time world champion. He's won races with Ferrari and stuff, but like this car has just been like awful. And you can give him I can give him a because of his resume, but I don't know if I could give Ocon the benefit of the doubt because of his resume, because we haven't really seen as much. His CV is quite empty still. But look, I feel like if he stays on at Renault, he has to improve. That's the only thing I can take away from it. It's not like a slight against him or like his performances or anything. It's just that with where Renault want to go and like what they're spending and how much investment they put into F1, you just need better results at this point.
Yeah.
So look.
Yeah, I can see that. Yeah. But I guess like circling back to this article, I was just reading here that basically the door with Williams, the investment firm that brought them in, it's like what's coming out in the media is basically that, I don't know, I feel like this has turned into like the F1 equivalent of like the Glazers, in the Premier League, and they're literally going to they might just take Perez and Latifi, put them in, and get the prize money, like the pay driver money, because Perez has backing from Mexico and Latifi has backing from Canada, right?
Well, his family, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. And I don't know if they do this. I'm just, I don't even know what to say, to be honest, because I honestly think that Russell is comparable to Verstappen, Leclerc, Norris. He beat Norris in F2, and he's got like a tin pot team car, and he can't put any points together. He can't actually show his like value in the car. And it's just the same case with the Mercedes driver program, where they don't actually like support young talent, because they've got Hamilton in the car, they've got Bottas scoring points for the constructors, right? And they're not like looking to the future for these drivers. I feel like I see a lot of people manifesting with this Russell case that they're like connecting the dots and saying, Hamilton hasn't signed for Mercedes for next year yet, and they're going to put Russell in the car with Bottas. All right. So firstly, that's never going to happen. That's just like not going to happen, I don't think. If Mercedes were going to swap out someone, they would probably take Verstappen at this point, not going to lie. And yeah, I don't know if this problem always has gone back ever since 2017, when Manor went out of business, and we lost drivers like Pascal Wehrlein, and we've seen what happened with Ocon, and I don't know, it seems like the same thing is happening again with Russell, where it's like this unbelievable talent is actually going to be wasted by this investment company. He's going to take Perez in, right? Okay, so even though Perez is a driver that I like a highly rated driver, surely you would put Perez and Russell in the car rather than Perez Latifi, you know? So, yeah, I don't know. I guess the anticipation I had for this investment into Williams is starting to go down the toilet for me a bit. But this is all rumors, and maybe take a pinch of salt with this. We do like to look into rumors quite a bit, so
That is quite worrying. I just feel like there's not enough cars on the grid. That's like my most important takeaway. Even though we had like those back markers, there's like really 3 really bad teams.
Yeah.
At the beginning of 2010, it was still like, like Daniel Ricciardo like drew. So they had like, like they had like some young drivers that used to drive for them first, and then would eventually go up. Like for example, Jules Bianchi, or like Marcus Ericsson, even though he's not really like rated or anything, still like a young driver that was coming through. They had almost like what do you call it? It was like a reserve team, even though they weren't like affiliated with anyone else.
Yeah, it's like a C team.
Yeah. So I just don't feel like there's enough like cars on the grid for like F1 at the moment. I feel like with the cost cap, there might be some teams that are like looking at F1 right now, because that's the reason that those teams originally joined F1.
Yeah.
Because of the cost cap, and now that it's actually is fully agreed and is going into practice now. The next few years, I feel like there might be a team that are willing to come.
Yeah.
Cough, cough, Porsche. Look, if Porsche come, then
yeah, I don't know. I don't see Volkswagen going into F1 at any point, so I wouldn't count on them.
It's kind of ruined.
Yeah.
They're... No, but look, this whole like Russell and like Williams, up in the air. I'm not gonna say anything to like actually physically see it or like see their intentions. I'm not gonna like bash this team because they literally just came in now in F1. It's gonna be like welcome them, open. You own Williams, one of the most successful constructors in F1 history. A very important team to F1, but nonetheless an important team. So I don't know how I'm going to look at this, because I really want Russell to be successful because I like him. I feel like he's a pretty cool guy,
Yeah.
Not that I know him personally or anything, but because Russell, he did win F2.
Yeah.
Right?
And GP3.
And GP3. So he's got a perfect resume coming into F1. Who else was like that? Leclerc?
Yeah.
Come on. Come in. So like, Mercedes bowled it with the whole Manor Marisha thing. Like, when you put that to my attention, it's just been like, I've just been getting annoyed at it now, because it's like, oh, you would have had like a second team. I feel like Red Bull are like very. That's why I like Red Bull's waste talent. It's like at least they have talent to waste.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you know what I mean? That makes sense, right?
Yeah.
Like Mercedes have talent, where it's like half the time they don't have talent to waste because their drivers aren't in F1.
Yeah.
Like Pascal Wehrlein is just not in F1.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. Yeah, I have to see. Like, there's also rumors saying that Perez might get a seat at the McLaren IndyCar team, so I could easily see that happening as well. IndyCar would be a perfect series for Perez. He's so experienced, and he would just go right into that. The spec series as well.
He is. Mexican as well, which is close to America and stuff, which is
yeah.
Also,
one last thing with the driver market. Last time we reported like it looked like Alpha was going to sign Schumacher like within the next like week or something. Like it would look so. I was so certain that was going to happen, but Schumacher and Ilott were supposed to Schumacher was supposed to test FP1 at Nürburgring, and then obviously it didn't happen because of the conditions. So, but there's like rumors saying that it might not happen now. Giovinazzi might stay in. Schumacher might end up at Haas or something. And yeah, the Grosjean's talking about the Peugeot hypercar drive. In my head, like I said it before, like this guy, I feel like Grosjean has to go. Like he has to go. He's got to go at this point. Like I don't know.
I don't know.
If neither of those Ferrari drivers end up in F1, that's like a major crime. Either of those, like, they're so the Ferrari team
will do something. Ferrari will do something to get them in.
You reckon?
Yeah, they have to. Because look, think about it like this: they have two young drivers signing for them. Well, they have Charles Leclerc and Carlos Sainz now confirmed in their team. They have obviously close affiliations and Alpha. I feel like they're going to have to at least get one of them in. I don't feel like it's a question of if. I feel like it's a question of when. I feel like Schumacher, because he is, mixed. I feel like that's the main thing.
Yeah.
Obviously, he's a good driver and everything, but it's like Schumacher. I feel like they see Schumacher and they see Ferrari and I feel like they just want a insurance in case the Carlos Sainz thing doesn't work out.
Yeah.
I feel like that's what Ferrari want most. Because the Ferrari are a calculated team. I feel like Ferrari don't get as much credit for being as smart as they are with like how they play. Okay, not strategy.
Yeah.
But like other parts of F1, Ferrari are very, very operators, In
what way would you say? Because stuff like the 2019, 2018, like 2019, the aero was botched. This year, the engine was botched because of cheating.
No, that's not what I'm talking about. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about F1 politics.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, Ferrari just so powerful, right? And
yeah, I feel like F1 driver lineups are politics. I don't feel like it's mostly anything to do with like skill and stuff. I feel like money and your driving, like how good you are like the main two factors. Like sometimes one might outweigh the other depending on like how significant each one is.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I feel like when it's like Ferrari driver program, I feel like money isn't a factor. I feel like it's just about how good you are and like what you can,
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's why I think, Mick Schumacher is probably going to end up at Alpha. Like, if I was a betting man, I'd bet money on it. That's what I'm saying.
Sure. Yeah. Yeah, I was really expecting an announcement soon, so I guess that's the thing that wasn't.
Yeah, I feel like they're gonna wait.
Maybe for Imola, they might be waiting for Imola at this point, because they both tested in the Ferrari, and yeah, I feel like there was an announcement that they were going in Imola, but don't quote me on that. But yeah, we'll have to see how it turns out. Yeah. So yeah, I guess like the last big topic like that's come out recently about in F1 is there's been a whole like power play struggle about if they're gonna. So from what I believe, there's a proposed engine freeze for 2024. Red Bull, because of the announcement by Honda, are saying okay, we need to move it to 2022 so that Honda will just develop the engine through 2021, and Red Bull will take on the the maintenance of the engine from 2022 onwards with a partnership with, I think it's called Mugen or something like that. They're based in Milton Keynes as well, from what I've seen. So, um, yeah, obviously, like you were saying before about Ferrari in politics, the only team that come out against this is Ferrari because they've obviously botched their engines, right? Um,
Yeah, that makes
so
sense.
what are you saying about this?
It's not getting frozen. It's not getting frozen. Look, look. Think about it like this, right? There are three Ferrari-powered engine teams on the grid with so there's two drivers per team. So there's six bad engines on the grid at the moment.
Yeah.
You know? So Ferrari are not gonna allow this to go on because they want to develop their thing. Because obviously Ferrari, I feel like they're starting a new chapter in their history now. At this point, the last chapter, this chapter and the last chapter is like the Vettel.
Yeah.
And it's like Ferrari is just a really big book. It's a really big book. It's a fat book, right? It's like, and it's got dust on like part of it, and like cobwebs and stuff. You know what I mean? But look, the guy's writing the new chapter. He's just like, this is the Leclerc and Sainz era. And then the first point was shit engines. That was the first point. Shit engines, then shit era, and shit car, and shit team, and shit strategy. I feel like that was the things. But like Ferrari, no, but like Ferrari in their right mind, they're like, why would we take this engine freeze now?
Yeah.
There's no reason for them to accept this. No reason. First of all, Red Bull's like a direct competitor, so it's like, we're not going to help you out.
Yeah.
But Red Bull are like so fucked because like Mercedes, I feel like Mercedes don't care because.
Yeah, I think Mercedes have openly come out and said that they're not going to supply Red Bull, and
why would they?
They're going to have. I mean, Renault have to supply them engines at some point, because of the rules, and me personally, I've been saying it this year especially. I feel like the engines, apart from Ferrari, are basically all the same at this point. And if I was like in a perfect world, I would have it so like Ferrari could just like magically get a good engine for next year. Then we could just freeze the engines because like the frozen engine like idea is actually makes a lot of sense right now because the technology for these engines is kind of old at this point. I mean, 7-8 years for an engine life cycle is actually like really long if you look in like the life cycle at F1. The engine, it's just like become like it's become cheaper to manufacture. They've got faster, more efficient, they've all balanced out. So I'd like to like going into like this new era of F1 like 2022, okay, we'll have frozen engines, we're going to have standardize the parts, and and of course, it has to be Ferrari that has to like ruin the the party in F1.
Yeah, with your point about engines being the same, I don't think I agree with that. In the sense that like I've seen this like engine video of like Mercedes, and like I feel like there's a bit too much. It's like Mercedes and then Honda, Renault, Ferrari. Yeah, my fingers are screen now. But like, I feel like those three are like, it's like very similar. I don't feel like there's a huge gap in pace. Maybe like a few tenths. I feel like too much, but like you can make it up with like in other areas.
Exactly.
Yeah. So, but Ferrari is just like so crazy team when this F1 politics shit, because they were like, the new Concord agreement, they were like, oh, we want our veto power, we're still gonna have our veto power, right? And everyone's just like, no. And then Mercedes was like, since we won the last few championships, and our history within F1, non-existent history, by the way, very little. in F1, we should have some sort of power similar to Ferraris, and the Ferraris just like sit down, shut up, Mercedes, and then Mercedes just sat down, and then everyone's like, well, we're all going to sign the Concord Agreement. We're still going to have our veto power. You guys can do about it, and they all did it.
Yeah.
So look, the fact Ferrari have their veto power is actually disgusting.
It's unbelievable. Yeah, I hate it so much.
It's so disgusting. Because look now, they're all gonna vote. Everyone's gonna be like yes, and the Ferrari's gonna be like no, and it's gonna get vetoed.
Yeah.
So, question.
Yeah. I mean, they got the cost cap through. And that was like such like Ferrari would never vote for a cost cap realistically, but I don't know how they got that through. But yeah, you know, it's I heard this great quote from someone. It was a guy from BTC, like the British Touring Cars. It was a couple of years ago, and he said, like the monkeys shouldn't run the zoo, and like that quote just like stuck in my brain of like how F1, like Bernie Ecclestone just let Ferrari run F1 for like the early parts of the 2000s. That was highlighted so clearly by like Indianapolis 2005, which was a race that should have been cancelled realistically, but it wasn't because Ferrari, you know, just won that race. They literally got a free race, and yeah, I really thought that like Liberty Media would try and maybe. I really thought like with the new regulations that they were trying to like equalize this stuff. Maybe the FIA will push for a engine freeze, but yeah, I'm not really too hopeful.
Look, the thing is with this Liberty Media thing is when they came into F1, there's already a set culture within F1. You know, you can't really change the whole F1 culture straight away.
Yeah.
I feel like when they came in, it was like the main thing they needed to do is like whittle down Ferrari's power and like all these big teams' power and the budgets and stuff. Because like when you look at Mercedes, Ferrari, Red Bull, McLaren, and the funding they had compared to everyone else was ridiculous. But then obviously now it's cost caps is even out. You know, I feel like that's just the first step. Eventually, I feel like this veto power is going to go because it has any place in F1 because it's very counterproductive because it's just like, oh, this is against our interests. We're not going to vote for it. Vetoed. It's like, oh, we don't like this. Vetoed. You know?
Yeah.
So look, I don't feel like it's going to be like, oh, you can't like change everything within one day. You know, change one. I feel like that's a healthy way to progress through F1. I feel like the next Concord Agreement maybe to power will go, but I feel like Ferrari are gonna hold on to that one tight. So it's like why would you let go of power?
Yeah, exactly.
It's like why you. It's like why did you have it in the first place?
Yeah, I feel like
that's the next. Why did you have it?
The next thing like Liberty Media need to attack is I don't know what the regulations say about the prize money, but that historic payment needs to go down. Yeah, that historic payment is still just unbelievable as well as the veto power. So yeah, I don't know what to say about it. Just like Ferrari doing Ferrari things, you know, just how just how F1 I guess. So yeah.
Nah, it is what it is.
Yeah.
I'm not too upset about it because like Ferrari's still shit. So
yeah. Yeah, so I guess looking forward to this weekend. Portuguese Grand Prix. First time it's been back for almost 40 years. 30, 40 years, right?
Let me search up the track layout so I can get this.
Yeah.
Portuguese Grand Prix. Once I see the track layout, it's very
I've looked at the track layout before and it's not looking good for me personally. It is like a definite Tilkedrome, not gonna lie.
Did he design it?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he did, yeah.
It just looks like Spain with something else. I mean,
Yeah, we got it here. Yeah, I'm just looking at it. Yeah, just
I thought. Yeah, I got my predictions.
Yeah, the Portuguese Grand Prix is not looking. I'm not anticipating anything good. It's going to be a hot race as well, so it's probably not going to be great. Yeah, predictions. Let's flick on. I just want to go over results from last time. I predicted Hamilton Verstappen. Right, that's 6 points straight out the bat. Right, and then I got what else did I get? Ooh, oh, I think I did that wrong. Oh wait, no, I got that right. Yeah, I got 1 point from Perez in F1.5. So I got, what was that? I got that 8 points that round. You got Hamilton right, and you got a point for Ricardo as well. So 6 points. Okay, so you fell behind by 6 points. No, two. You fell behind by 2 points. You're on 53 and I'm on 76.
I guess.
Yeah, what are you saying for this round?
Okay. Assuming it's very similar to the Spanish GP, right? Assuming it's very similar to the GP, what do I want to do? What do I want to do? Okay, Hamilton, Verstappen, Bottas.
Oh, that's a wild one. You sure? That's a pretty out of left field.
Yeah, because my last few predictions has just been Hamilton and just been hoping that it just works. Because realistically, that should be every race. But come on, fastest lap. Bottas, yeah, Bottas has got to get fastest lap. Should I have faith in Renault this week?
Ooh.
Is it because I know it's McLaren. Is that Ferrari's not even in my mind at the moment? Okay, wait. Okay, I got it. Perez, Stroll, Ricardo.
Nice same for fastest lap.
Stroll.
Cool. No.
Is that my F1.5 predictions? So bad. Because F1.5 is just so difficult to predict.
It's such a toss up, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like
So what am I gonna say? Let me have a look at this.
You're looking at the track layout as well, and you're like, I can't see this. Turn 15 looks like a corner.
I'm gonna predict. Ooh. So where's Verstappen won this year? Silverstone, and where else did he win? Remind me.
Silverstone and wait.
Where the hell did he win?
Wait, I'll get it off you, don't worry.
How have I literally forgotten that? I've completely forgotten. Wait. Yeah, whatever. I'm gonna say.
Has Verstappen even won 2 races?
He has. I'm sure he has. Okay, I'm gonna predict. I think that I'm just gonna go out of left field. Say
Max
Verstappen.
Verstappen's only won one race.
Oh, okay. Okay, I'm gonna
Make that
predict
information what you want.
Verstappen, Hamilton, and then I'm gonna predict an F1.5 driver to get a podium. I'm gonna say Carlos Sainz. I'll put Hamilton fastest lap. Sainz P1, and then we put in Stroll, and then oh no, I was gonna put actually. I'm gonna say I think Leclerc's gonna get a podium actually.
You reckon?
Yeah, I've got a good feeling about Ferrari at this track. Something about it. There's not much straights in this track, I don't think, and yeah, I've got a good feeling about Ferrari at this track. Not Vettel, but Leclerc, you know.
Ferrari let me down with my prediction. If they really wanted to help me out, they should have won. That's what I'm saying. Italy was there for the taking, but they had to buy.
All right then. Yeah, that's all the predictions. So we'll see who gets that. I'm feeling good about my odds this year. Not gonna lie, but
yeah, you like 20 points ahead at the moment.
It's all to play for.
It's all to play for. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7. No wait, 6 races left. Yeah, it's all to fucking play for.
I'm like,
it's all right. It's all right.
I'm like Rosberg in 2016. Like, just taking it race by race. You know, it's all to play for.
Rosberg, that coward. Get him out. Don't say that name. Coward.
Yeah.
2017 would have been such a sick season if he stayed.
That's a big debate, but you know.
Okay, do you not think it would be?
2017. I reckon Vettel could have actually won the championship if Rosberg stayed on. Actually,
that's what I'm saying, because they would have took points away from each other. But it would have been like a 3-horse race, like down to the last race.
Yeah.
I hate that guy, man. He's just like I can't win again. Just such a loser mentality.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that's everything.
Anyway, look. You know, let's enjoy this next race. Hopefully it's good. So yeah.
Gotta do.
That's what I'm saying.
Any chance of rain that won't come? Yeah. I don't have high hopes, but you know, I'm open to being surprised by it. But yeah, I guess that's everything. Anything else?
All right. No.
All right, cool.
I'm good.
Guess that's it then. Thanks, bro. Peace out.